That's what you're dating right now. I'm talking about something that is happening right now, and your two-bit boyfriend, your peace husband, whatever this human scum is right here, is making fun of it. Do yourself a favour, find yourself a better man. Let's talk about anti-Christian pogroms in Egypt, in Iran.
What did you do? What did you do? Yeah, there you go.
I want to talk about what is happening in Syria right now. For Christians in Syria. Thank you, James. Thank you. The Greek Orthodox Archdiocese of Bosra, Haran, Jabal al-Arab, and the Golan has issued the following plea, raising concerns of a war of annihilation being carried out by Islamist dogs, jihadi animals in Syria against Christians, Druze, and Alawites. Their statement reads as follows: Glory to God in all things. I direct this message to the entire world and call upon them to urgently intervene to stop the terrorist massacres in Suwaida. I direct this humanitarian plea to those of sound minds who love peace. The ongoing war in Suwaida Governorate is a war of annihilation, killing both young and old. Therefore, I raise my voice loudly to the international community and to the United Nations to help us. I hope this cry reaches the whole world. The Christians of Syria, as you hear my words right now,
are in turmoil,
are being butchered by Islamist mujahideen of an Islamist Jalani government from Damascus, who are killing women, children, old, young, abled, disabled, whilst you are listening to me now. And the world is doing nothing about it.
They're misreporting on the BBC as well. This is a genocide, Bob.
James, this is not about you.
No, it's about a genocide against Syrian Christians.
No, I want to ask the following question.
Ask it.
Why, ladies and gentlemen, does the Islamist genocide of Christians in Syria or in Artsakh, Azerbaijan, or in northern Cyprus receive less attention by our world media and by our liberal political elites than the accused genocide of Gazan Palestinians in Gaza by Israel? Is it not another example of no Jews, no news?
My line.
Why?
Have a commission, please.
Yes, 10%.
Go on, Bob.
Why, ladies and gentlemen, has your Labour government given £140 million this year to the Islamist Jalani government that is carrying out a genocide against Christians in your name, your taxes, gone to fund Islamists killing Christians, killing Druze, killing Alawites, raping women, murdering children, bombing homes, desecrating places of religious worship? Whilst your Labour government under David Lammy as Foreign Secretary has done nothing.
Bible is lie.
The British Foreign Office has given 140 million pounds in aid to the Jelani Islamist government of Damascus. And I'll explain why. But first, I also want to point out that those liberal progressive hypocrites in the European Union have also sent funds to the Islamist government of Damascus, and that Trump has turned a blind eye to what is going on in Damascus, saying that Jelani is a good man. This demonstrates to us, ladies and gentlemen, that our liberal elites are culturally and politically naive. They are knaves on the world stage that are easily played by Islamists. They are incompetent to the task of protecting us from Islamists abroad, which means that they are incompetent to the task of protecting us from Islamists inside the United Kingdom. There is a continuity between Jelani's Islamist government and ISIS. The Western world was willing to bomb ISIS. Why is it not willing to bomb the Jelani government of Damascus? Why not join with Israel in bombing this Islamist government out of existence? The reason why our liberal elites have sent money to the Islamists is because Jelani said to them, I don't want to spread my jihad and my Sharia law around the world. I just want to do it here in Syria, in a united Syria. So if you support me in creating a stable Syria, we will contain this Islamist jihad to the borders of Syria. No threat to Israel, no threat to the West. And our cowardly liberal elites, like the little girls that they are, scared of the dark, they went, yes, Mr. Jelani, let us give you lots of money so that you can create stability in Syria upon the dead bones of Alawites, Druze, and Christians. This is not a government that we should be making peace with. This is not a government that we should be making deals with. The reason why, ladies and gentlemen, is because progressives do not understand the doctrines of the jihadis, the Islamists. They don't understand that these doctrines demand that Sharia law be imposed across the world. Any jihadi or Islamist who says that we just want it regionally or locally and we'll stop there is lying through their back teeth. Yeah. And they are permitted to lie to the kuffar, who they are in jihad against, because for them it is a tactic of war. And so our weak-willed and spineless liberal elites are surrendering portion of the world after portion of the world to Islamist jihadis because they don't have the backbone that would be given to them by a muscular Christian faith to resist the Islamists wherever they raise their ugly heads. I want to say this to you who are Christians. You must accept that nobody is coming to help us. The British government is not here to help us. The EU is not here to help us. The UN is not here to help us. We Christians are on our own. And we must organize ourselves as a people who are on our own. Christians must raise awareness about the anti-Christian genocide that is being carried out in Syria right now, as you hear my words. Christians must raise awareness of the anti-Christian genocide that is being carried out in Nigeria right now, as you hear my words. We must raise awareness about our brothers and sisters and the plight that they are facing. We must demand, protest, advocate, speak up for, and pressure every sympathetic government to create a no-entry zone in Syria to protect the Christians, the Druze, and the Alawites from the jihadists. And that exclusion zone must be imposed by military force. We must demand that Syria is divided up to a Druze region, a Christian region, an Alawite region, a Kurdish region, a Sunni region, so that each of these communities can secure the means of their own security and economic destiny apart from the totalitarian regime of Sharia law enforcers. We must demand the overthrow of the Islamist Jalani government in Damascus and topple that regime as we have toppled other regimes before. I want to make it clear, Christians in the Middle East need a country of their own. It is shown quite conclusively that they cannot live safely in Muslim majority societies, and that they always suffer persecution and discrimination. And the only way for them to survive in the Middle East is to have a nation of their own. I want to challenge all Christian charities that are helping persecuted Christians by saying that you are not radical enough in your agenda. You are not radical enough in your aid. You are not radical enough in your ambitions. And until you work for the independence of Christian communities in the 1040 window, then you are actually helping to sustain the long-term persecution of Christians. This should not be heard as a call to boycott those charities, but merely to challenge them to be more ambitious. Christians need to stop using Christian catchphrases like Jesus said we would be persecuted, or God is in control, or our only job is to preach the gospel, as a way to abandon doing the serious thinking about serious issues. These catchphrases are used to suppress debate in the church, and that culture of suppressing debate in the church needs to end, ladies and gentlemen.
Trying to work with you, mate.
Christians have to unite across denominational lines, across churches, because, ladies and gentlemen, the issue that I'm raising awareness of is bigger than any of you as an individual and bigger than any of your congregations.
You're right there.
The Church of Nice must die and be replaced by the Church of Martyrs and Confessors and political upstarts and political radicals and those who are stood in solidarity with our brothers and sisters around the world. Solidarity with the persecuted church must be seen as the scaffold of bringing about a political narrative and agenda that guides the church in all matters politique. I want to end by reading the poem from Charles Mackay that was made famous in the scene between Margaret Thatcher and the Queen in the royal family. And I want all of you liberal, soft, limp-wristed, soy Christians to hear this as a rebuke to you. You have no enemies, you say. Alas, my friend, the boast is poor. He who has mingled in the fray of duty, but the brave endure, must have made foes. If you have none, small is the work that you have done. You hit no traitor on the hip. You've dashed no cup from the perjured lip. You've never turned the wrong to right. You've been a coward in the fight. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen, on the topic? The topic.
The BBC is reporting this, but just about. Do you think the BBC is amiss in the way it doesn't actually clearly identify the various groups which the jihadi regime in Syria is clearly targeting?
The question is a good one. That propaganda unit, known as the British Broadcasting Corporation,
Down with the BBC.
has framed these atrocities as sectarian clashes. They haven't told you that jihadi armies have marched into Christian, Druze and Alawite areas, massacring Christians, Druze and Alawites, because the BBC has its own agenda, and its own agenda is to not cause you to question in this country whether it is wise that we have a liberal multicultural society, whether you should question whether we permit Sharia law to have any space in this country, or whether we should take a tougher line with the Islamists in this country, because the BBC takes your money and then serves the elites, and so the BBC should be defunded. Next question on the topic. Let someone else ask a question, I'll come back to you.
Defunding the BBC is an individual.
Let someone else ask a question, I'll come back to you. Any other questions on the topic?
I think this guy had a question here. He was shouting out anyway.
Final chance, any questions on the topic?
You're preaching sectarian.
Not so brave now.
Go on, James, no one's asked, go on.
Can you actually define sectarian?
That's not on the topic.
Oh, right, sorry. Okay.
Right.
What would your comment be on the fact that the Druze are crying out to Israel for support in the literal slaughter that is going on in their community?
Yes. Firstly, I want to say that Israel is a dramatically inconsistent nation state. It participated in the genocide of Christians in Azerbaijan, Armenia. 120,000 Christians were driven from their home 2 years ago. How many of you heard about it? How many of you heard about it?
Lies.
You heard about it because you heard me talk about it. But ladies and gentlemen, Israel did successfully try to defend the Druze in Syria. And I believe that Israel should be encouraged to defend the Christians, Alawites and Druze of Syria. Did you have a question, madam?
There is a very poor report on the slaughter of Nigerian Christians.
What about when Israel bombed that Catholic church?
How about you have some manners for the lady? Stop being a knob. Go on.
The persecution of Christians in Nigeria, they don't really report it in details. Rather, they just mention it, I mean, it should be properly reported.
Right.
Yeah.
Chivalry. You should learn a bit. Right, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why Christians in Nigeria,
What about
of
Israel
which
bombing a Catholic church?
60,000 have been butchered this year alone, not counting last year, or the year before that, or the year before that, or the year before that. Just 60,000 this year has not been reported. Is because the liberal progressive elites and knobheads like this don't care about
Take your hat off, man.
Christians in Nigeria because they're black, they're poor, and they're Christian. And black, poor Christians don't have the same value of life to progressives and their knobhead allies. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, we as Christians must find our voice for the Christians of Nigeria. And to the Christians of Nigeria, I want to say this directly. One, abandon the prosperity gospel. It is a cancer killing your churches. 2, replace that prosperity gospel with a theology of solidarity
Tax them as well.
amongst yourselves
Ask them to pay taxes.
and support one another. And I'm glad Knobhead here thinks that genocide of black Christians is something to be mocked.
I never said that.
That shows you
I say that?
what kind of human being that we're dealing with. Scum and trash.
I'm an atheist. I don't believe in that
And
shit.
that's where his atheism has led him. To the mocking of a genocide. To making light of the butchery
lying.
of children.
You're lying.
Of lying about the raping
You're lying.
of children.
Ask the church to pay
Ladies
taxes.
and gentlemen.
Why don't you pay taxes?
No, ladies and gentlemen. My third point to the Nigerian Christians is you must become politically active and you must seek the division
And
of
your church is gonna
Nigeria.
pay taxes too.
The only way Nigerian Christians will be secure and free
If the pastors pay their tax money.
is, ladies and gentlemen, if Nigeria is divided
gotta tax the
and the
pastors.
Christians
You gotta tax
can
the pastors.
guarantee their own security. I hope, miss, you're proud to be stood next to a man who's mocking the raping of women and the killing of children. What a man you're dating. What a man. What does that say about you? What does that say about you? Ladies and gentlemen,
Pay taxes.
do yourself a
taxes.
favor, find yourself a better man.
Will you fucking block me, man? Who you pushing? Stop. Who you pushing? Who you fucking block me, man? Who you pushing? Who you pushing? Who you pushing?
Why are you pushing? Why are you pushing? Why are you pushing?
What are you gonna do?
Why are you pushing?
I'm passing
Why are
it.
you pushing?
I'm passing it.
Well, pass then.
I'm passing it.
Pass then. Try saying excuse me.
Come on.
Say excuse me. Integrate. Say excuse me. Yeah, go on. Go on. She's got better taste. She's got better taste. Look at that. Did you see? These are the Islamists you're turning a blind eye to.
They're the same as Christians. Islamists and the Christians are just as bad as each
What
other.
a man you're dating.
They gotta be
What a
gone,
man. You must be really
Logic,
proud of your
reason.
man right now. Do you agree with raping women?
I never said
Do you
that.
think it's fun to mock women getting raped?
I never
Do you
said
think
that.
it's fun to kill children?
I never said that.
That's what you're dating
Christian
right now.
delusion.
I'm talking about something that is happening right now, and your two-bit boyfriend, your piece of husband, whatever this human scum is right here, is
Why are you so angry?
making
Why are you
fun
so
of
angry?
it. Making fun of
You pay
it.
taxes.
Dump him.
Does your
Get
church-
yourself a real man.
Do you pay taxes?
Get yourself a real man, because right now, your scummy boyfriend is laughing at kids getting killed. He's laughing at kids getting raped. He's laughing at kids getting kidnapped. That's the guy you're dating. That's your boyfriend. Have some integrity. Leave this piece of trash. Walk away from him. Walk away from him. Walk away from him. Leave this human trash.
Christianity is
What
fake.
you're doing is mocking people who are being killed. That's what you're
Yeah,
doing.
but everyone
He's
gets
so
killed. Part life is
conceited,
And you
he
think that's
doesn't
funny?
even see it.
You think that's
He's so
funny?
conceited.
Let's stick with Christianity is fake.
Yes, let's condemn jihadis killing children in Nigeria. Let's condemn Islamists killing children in Syria. Let's talk about anti-Christian pogroms in Egypt, in Iran.
What did you do?
Yes, what did you do?
What did you do?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Why do you keep pushing people? Why do you keep pushing people? Why do you keep pushing people?
Calm down.
Why do you keep pushing people? Yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you.
Go back.
Goodbye, jihadi. Goodbye, jihadi. Goodbye, jihadi. Goodbye, jihadi. What, by grooming and raping? By grooming and raping? Bye, jihadi. Bye, jihadi. Bye. 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 Bye.
You're a coward for tipping that coffee, mate. Just tip coffee.
How many? How many? How many? How many? Right, so let's you're Muslims, you're Muslims, let me ask you about
Just
Islam.
as much as Islamists.
Let me ask you about Islam. Let me ask you about Islam. Let me ask you about Islam. How can we trust your hadith? Yeah, but he's my brother. He's my brother. He's my brother.
Don't touch me.
Yeah.
See, America's the best country, that's why.
Right, yeah, goodbye. Goodbye. Yeah, remember, laughing at rape, abduction, and murder of children is the guy you're with. I was trying to raise awareness about women being raped.
Once we get rid of
about
Christianity,
children being
they won't be
kidnapped,
raped anymore.
and your two-bit nothing of a man thought that was a great opportunity to mock
very angry,
and
man.
ridicule.
Doesn't help your cause.
And that says something about you as a person if you're willing to be happy with that. If you're willing to climb in bed, if you're willing to climb in bed with that. Just have a think about what's that saying about you. Sister, do yourself a
You see
favour
how aggressive they are?
and go and find yourself a better man.
What, date you?
With more
Date him.
character and more sense of proportion
Why don't you date her
about
then?
what is right and
Why
what
not
is
date her
wrong.
then?
Because you clearly don't agree with him. You actually think
Yeah,
that
but we can
raping
disagree.
women is something to talk about.
Did I say that?
You actually think that abducting children and raping them is something to talk about. But your
Once we
two-bit
get
nothing
Once we get rid of Christianity and all the
nothing
religions,
boyfriend,
there won't be this
whatever
anymore.
this piece of trash is to you,
See how aggressive
right?
he is? God bless
he
you, man.
seems to think this is the opportunity, this is the moment to pontificate about church taxes. In other words, what he's saying
Yeah, why
is
don't you pay taxes?
that it doesn't matter if children are being raped,
If
so
you
long
pay
as the
taxes,
church pays
you'll help the
taxes.
church.
He's saying
Yeah.
that it doesn't matter if children are being kidnapped and raped, so long as he can talk about church taxes. He's saying that it doesn't matter to
did I
talk
say that?
about the deaths of 60,000 men, women, children, old, young, able, disabled.
If you want to pay taxes, you'd help the
so
disabled
long
people.
as he can talk about taxes. Your boyfriend has no sense of proportionality, he has no moral compass, and you would do yourself a favor
Take this fat ass.
to get yourself out of whatever relationship you're with. Because if
But your
you
aggression
have
is proven
children
against
with
you.
this man, you have children with this man, he's the one helping you raise them.
You'll have pretty kids.
So think about that. Do yourself a do yourself a favor and walk away. Just walk away from
You
it.
have babies with aggressive God like this.
There is a lot that we don't agree on.
Yeah, but we get
With
along
him.
with that.
But do you want to be climbing in bed with somebody who makes light of
You
children
want to
being
climb in
raped?
bed with a guy who's aggressive like this and that
Like,
right there?
I'm talking about children being raped, and this is his moment to show off for the cameras. What is that saying? What is that saying about him? What is that saying about the man that you might be thinking about having a family with? Do yourself a favor.
Do you want to have a family
I can
with every
tell
guy
you
like this?
don't agree with the way he's
Look how
behaving.
angry they are.
Right? So do yourself a favor and just dump this waste. Get yourself a real
All
guy.
he's got is mockery.
Facts.
A lot of men are facts.
What fact have you got?
I just want you guys
You know
to get
those little
aggressive as
Nigerian
possible.
girls that are getting molested and raped because they've been kidnapped by jihadis that I was trying to talk about? They've got a bigger problem than you've got right now. But your boyfriend thought that was the moment to push his two-bit stupid politics.
It's good to get you on camera.
You're a little coward, bro.
Good to get you on camera.
Coward, violent. Get
Right,
the camera.
can I tell you that you need to get a better man, because this man is not serious. That's your biggest fear. He's not even on board with even beginning to deal with that topic. He's an emotional child
Passionate against little
who has no sense of right and wrong.
Oh, you sound the same insult back, yeah?
Right? But I can tell that you do.
Stop spitting on your girlfriend.
I can see it in your face.
Stop spitting on your
Right?
girlfriend.
You are a pretty woman, you clearly got a brain, you can find yourself a better man than this. So do yourself a favour. Leave this waste here. Leave this waste here.
Who's saying about colour?
You're telling him to leave his blonde girlfriend, and this is what that blonde colour.
Right. We're going to go back over here now and try and do this.
Let's get these criminals out the way, Bob. Let's get these criminals and hecklers out the way. How about an entente, Bob? How about an entente? You should know what that is. How about an entente with Bob? Entente cordiale.
Right. Hello. It's the tank. Hey up, tank.
How you doing?
How are we doing?
All right, Sonny.
Are you wanting to talk?
Maybe later when it's a bit.
All right. All right.
But you're the atheist, aren't you?
So, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go on to another topic and talk about something else.